Our older son recently wrote a book about family at school. As much as a first grader writes a book, but he did a great job and he was excited to share his work with us. Among the fond memories he highlighted, he included things like going on vacations and taking the big trip to Grammy and Grandpa's farm in the summer. But also little things like baking muffins and cookies with Mommy and Daddy taking us to the park where we see the woods and the water and go to the playground. During the pandemic, the two of us, and all three of us, when our younger son came around, used to go on what we called Monday adventures. On my day off, in which we would go to a park or a hiking spot, and we'd explore together until it was time to sit and have a snack, and then go home before nap time. He really did not talk very much until he was about 4 years old, so now to hear him verbalize how much he remembers and how much those times meant to him is really heartwarming. Because surely they are days that restored my soul as well, even with the threat of the pandemic and all of the rest that came in 2020 and beyond. And also, those kids love to bake with their mother and help their dad cook as well. It's like we all prepare a table just as we do for one another in our daily living. We're reminded of the Psalmist's portrait, where God prepares a table for us, even in the midst of life's dangers. Last Sunday, we talked about how Psalm 23, though often read and heard through the lens of a funeral, is really a psalm about living life. And even though we picture these images as iconic portraits of life, they were really images meant to call to mind the everyday experiences and sights of the psalmist and the hearers. We are reminded of God's goodness through seemingly innocuous moments like baking muffins or walking through the park with family. Through these reminders of daily life and provision, and because of the character of each other, we are reminded that goodness and mercy follow, and the Hebrew here literally translates to pursue. Goodness and mercy pursue us all of the days of our lives, no matter what's going on around us. As a child at home is formed by the character of the home, so too does our daily experience with God form us as we live out our days, so that in good or in bad, when we sit to write the stories of our lives at the end of it all, we can be confident in who we are, and that we are children of God.